Okay, so this is where the polytunnel's going to go. You can see it inside the great little greenhouse we've got there. It's going to go here. Now then, it's uneven and covered in old grass that hasn't been doing much for a while. So let's see how we're going to prepare that ground so we can put up the polytunnel as fast as we can, because we've got a cold day today, and we've got 2 rainy days, and then we've got 3 sunny days. So see if we can get it done in those days. I've cleared the ground, which was quite hard to put the polytunnel there. Took ages. And moving everything, picking up old bits of rubbish, bits of stone, bits of rock, turfing a little bit around the edge. As you can see, it's not very level, which may prove interesting when doing the polytunnel. And an astonishing piece of serendipity, whilst digging out the ground to put in the plum tree, I found a load of concrete, which I think will be used, it's starting to rain, which I think will be used to secure the polytunnel once we get it up. True MacGyver style. February the 15th, the weather is bizarrely mild. I think it may even be 6 degrees. Hang on, let's just check. No, 4 degrees. But it's very mild. Certainly milder than it has been over the last few days. So the ground is nice and soft, so we can do lots of digging. Let's see what happens. Okay. Assembling a polytunnel. Oh yeah, there's the potato pot. Sending the polytunnel. That's it now. Managed to get it all out, checking all the different bits. 3s, 9s, H's. This could take a while. Okay, I was going to booby a lot. I was going to put the oh, well, that's ruined everything, hasn't it? Nothing like a bit to have. I thought it was warm. Isn't that weird? I said it was warm, and it started hailing. Ooh, had proper hail as well. Isn't that strange? I wonder if that's a thing. Temperature goes up and it hails. How interesting. And it stopped. Ooh, that's cold as well, that wind. A little warm bit, and then it hailed, and then it got cold. Okay, end of day 1. That's taken hours. I'm absolutely knackered. But first bit set up, it's looking pretty good. I may have put the door the wrong end, so we might have to move it down a bit. Maybe, but it's looking good. 16 foot by 3 foot, no, 16 metres by 3 metres by 2 metres. Beautiful evening. All day that's taken. Day 2. Getting this, getting the cover on. I haven't fully tightened all the nuts and bolts yet, but we need to get the cover on, then we can fully tighten things. I want to show you these though first. These are the securing bolts that have slipped into, or the pole slips through them. They're screwed in first. They're about 6 to 8 inches long. Screwed in, they have this screw bit at the bottom. It's about that wide. So you screw it in, and obviously they won't pull out. There's 8 of those, 2 in each corner. Okay. And they're holding them down. That was a pain getting those on, I can tell you. That was the hardest bit out of everything. Getting this thing up. It was easy. But getting those things in, very different. So it's altogether different day to day. Can you hear those birds? Very vocal. They're very foggy. Okay, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Finding those bricks, those concrete blocks, worked out to be come in very handy, as you can see. So even if the wind does blow, hopefully you won't get underneath those. At the door that end, and then the polytunnel there, 6 metres by 3 metres. Let's open it up with the hyper sophisticated catch. Inside. Yay! How cool is this? Little doors and windows there, look. Little windows, big door at the end. Come summer when it gets a bit scorchier. If it ever gets scorchier. Off fire. The polytunnel blew down. Okay, so the problem we've got is that we had some wind and it's blown the polytunnel over. So we obviously didn't fix that in very well, and the polytunnel's pretty much collapsed in on itself, and now we've got a snowstorm, which means that I'm not working in this, which is absolutely lovely to look at. There's a pond. Lovely to look at, but you're not working in this. There's the wife feeding the cat. I have built this to try and structure it up a bit, where we've got a nice, more rigid door frame, because the door blew off. So I'm strengthening it all up. And I get the polytunnel on top. Ooh, that's cold. Get some polytunnel on top of that and really strap it in completely to make it nice and tight. And along the floor I'm going to dig a trench and bury the end on it. So I'm going to make it absolutely windproof. Temperatures. -6. That's pretty cold. Okay, so this is going to be nice. Tomorrow, or when this snow settles, that's what we're going to do. Or maybe when it's melted. Came down to fix the polytunnel today, but unfortunately more snow has fallen. And it is cold. So, not today perhaps. Here's an experiment. There is a thermometer in there. What's it saying there? A steamy +8. Right, it isn't +8. We know that. Where's the thermometer? There was a thermometer here, but we got the lovely icicles. 8 degrees in there. I wonder what it is now. Job 1. Polytunnel cover is now on. Which was a very wet job indeed. Especially when I got it on the wrong way round. So it was the right way round, it was end to end. It was the right way round. So we had the entrance at one end and the end at the other. But it was inside out, so I had to do it inside out. Which was a pest. And got me very wet. It's March the 10th, all the snow's gone. It is a gorgeous Sunday morning, not a breath of air, beautiful blue sky. It's going to be a sunny and warm 14 degrees today. Really does feel like spring. Can you hear those birds? So, there's huge puddles of molten snow everywhere, and from the week. As I say, this should be perfect for doing the second attempt at getting that polytunnel up. First attempt was a bit rubbish. I've now changed the door so it's a lot more rigid, so it doesn't spring open in the merest gust of wind, by pushing down some big poles into the ground, good 3-4 feet into the ground, lashing them to the main structure and then building the door on those poles. Okay, that is a very secure door. Now I'm going to put this up, but need to dig a trench first around the outside. Trench, pegs, concrete. $17. Very, very fit. What are we going to put in here? 9 degrees outside, 17 inside. Nice. Entering the polytunnel, April the 5th. Onions are starting to really grow now. The corn hasn't really done much. Peas are really starting to grow. We did the potatoes today, so we've got 10 pots of potatoes, 3 potatoes in each. April the 5th, 10 pots of potatoes, 3 potatoes of each, of 5 different varieties of potato in the polytunnel. Warm day. Let's just check the temperature in here. About 12-14 degrees outside. And it got up to 22 in here before. It's July, into the polytunnel. The peppers are looking, chilies are looking good. It's warm in here, Gordon Bennett. 105.8 Fahrenheit. Who's put that to Fahrenheit? 41 degrees. Warm. Tomatoes. Oh, there we go. Tomatoes are starting. And cucumbers. Look at those beasts. That's fantastic. Look at that cucumber. Marvellous. Frog. Hello, frog. How did you get in? Frog in the polytunnel. So there we have the end of the season, October. The polytunnel is still standing. Probably because of a few key things. At the bottom here, the grass you can see is growing, but the lip underneath of where the outside of the skirting is underneath the soil. I dug a ditch and it's put underneath. I've put the soil on top and now there's grass growing on top. So there's no way that any air is going to get underneath any of that. Also, if you notice, there are cable ties at the joins here of every single part, pulling the roof on tight. You can see onto every single joint on both sides. You can see this is pulling it tight so there's no flapping at all. This has helped. Also on one of the doors we've got big heavy concrete blocks keeping this down to make sure that when the wind comes, and we've had a few storms this year, it doesn't blow up. Or blow up, but you know what I mean. It doesn't lose its roof. So adaptations from its original design, I have created a much more rigid door area. Literally got a rope. Made the door very, very rigid indeed, and this is not blowing over. Every single opportunity I've put a roof tie, cable tie. If we look on the inside, rope rope, cable tie. Also on the floor, you can see these loops have gone round. They are in every two, one either side of every apex. The loop goes through the pole and then screws into the ground, a good 6 inches or so. And there is one in it on every single apex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at least. Maybe one in the middle as well. And it's standing rigid. It survived the summer. Well, it survived the winter. Still a few tomatoes to harvest.